2 words, Delta Breeze.
What's going on, everyone? Delta Breeze here, bringing guys team breakdown for week 5 of the KPL. The San Antonio Sprites are going to take on Jirok, coach of the Richmond Regidragos, in an epic week 5 battle. If you're new to my team breakdowns, basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to break down my opponent's team of 10 to 12 Pokemon, go over their threats, something I need to watch out for, all their abilities, move sets, anything that they can use against me. Go over that stuff, and I'm going to go over a team of my 6. What 6 I'm bringing, what I think is going to best combat his team, and go from there. Make sure you like, subscribe, and let's jump into it. To kick things off, his first pick of the draft is going to be this Iron Crown, his new Paradox Pokemon for the DLC. This thing's a beast, man. I love Iron Crown. I loved using it in my videos. With a great type combination of Steel and Psychic, it reminds me a lot of Metagross. And Metagross is a beast, and this thing's no different. With a 122 base special attack, this thing is a wall breaker. And I know the best thing it likes to do is set up Calm Minds and maybe store power. Tachyon Cutter, its new move, a special attack that hits twice in a row, Steel type move. So I really need to look out for that thing. It can be Booster Energy with it being a Paradox Pokemon. It can be Scarved, Specs. A lot of things I need to look out for. Really hard to prep for, but I do think I have a really good counter for this thing. I think two really good counters for this thing. So next we have, I think, the biggest threat on this team. Ogerpon Heartflame Mask is a huge threat, being grass and fire. Luckily, I don't have to kind of guess what mask it's going to hold. It's always going to be the fire typing one, so it's always going to be grass and fire. Really cool type combination. The first one we've seen in Generation 9 with Distant Skull Villain. It gets Ivy Cudgel, really strong, really high crit attack move, and it's going to be fire typing because of its mask. Horn Leech for recovery. Spiky Shield gets Stomping Tantrum, Play Rough, a lot of good coverage moves that it's really hard to prep for. So that's something that's going to be on my radar. As soon as I see it, I'm going to try. I need to start planning for it. So luckily, it's not going to Terra. It cannot Terra, so I don't have to worry about the Embody aspect, raising its attack stat. I don't have to worry about any of that. It's going to be just a regular Heartflame Ogerpon, and that's something I can work with. Next, we have one of his Terra Captains. It's Scrafty, being a Dark and Fighting type. A really huge weakness to Fairy, but with it being a Terra Captain, it can it doesn't have to worry about that. So it is going to be a Terra Captain with Terra Fighting, Terra Fairy, and Terra Steel. It is very bulky with 115 base special defense and regular defense. So I really do need to hit it on the super effective side. So if I can beta Terra, if I can get a Terra immediately so I know how to work with that, then that's the plan. It gets great coverage with the elemental punches, head smash, knockoff for utility. This thing's a threat, but hopefully I can get the Terra out of him immediately so I can play with it a little bit better. But Scrafty is his Terra Captain, one of his Terra Captains, and is a huge threat. Next we have his defensive wall and Galarian Weezing. This thing can take hits, and I mean take them. He does have a few weaknesses to Steel and Ground and Psychic, but with it being a defensive monster, 120 defense, I have to hit on the special side. So it could run Assault Vest and kind of counter that. That's something I need to calc for and look for, but I think we can work on it. It gets Poison and Fairy moves, obviously. It gets Fire type coverage with Flamethrower, Overheat. It gets Thunderbolts, Toxic Spikes for hazards. One thing I do know it likes to do is Will-O-Wisp. Sit in front of a Pokemon, take the hit, Will-O-Wisp, make it even harder for it to take down. So I have to make sure he doesn't burn any of my physical attackers. Next, he has Quaquaval, the Water Starter from Paldea, and a really reliable water type Pokemon. With it being a water and fighting type, it's very offensive. He does get a signature move, Aqua Step. It boosts its speed every time it's used, kind of like Trailblaze, but a little bit more powerful in a water type. He gets Close Combat, Brave Bird for any grass types that want to sit in front of it. He has U-Turn for momentum. He can bulk up and start setting up on me. Swords Dance. He has Ice Spinner for those grass types. So this thing is a threat. If it starts setting up some Aqua Steps and getting faster and faster and faster, then he can end up steamrolling my team. So I cannot let that happen. I think I have a good counter for this thing, so we'll see how that goes. Galvantula is notorious for leading first with the Focus Sash, getting up sticky webs, maybe thunder waving things, just being annoying, dying real quick, and then just helping out the rest of his team. So I have a good plan for that. I can't wait to go into that. But that's if I do see him on the team, sticky web setter, and that's pretty much it. Kind of like a suicide lead. Just to make my team a lot slower, but I feel like I can't handle that, so not too worried about Galvantula at all. His next 2 Pokemon, Crocodile and Hydreigon, 2 very awesome Dark-type Pokemon from Gen 5. Both weak to Fighting, both weak to Fairy. That's all you really need to know. Hydreigon is a pseudo-legendary, so I'm not going to take him very lightly. Dragon-typing as well. He can be physical, he can be special. He has U-Turn for momentum. He can drop a Draco at any moment. Flamethrower, like so much coverage. Poison coverage with Sludge Wave. Focus Blast, That's even on the special side. This thing is a Swiss Army knife Pokemon, and I'm not taking it lightly. I prepared for it a lot. Same thing with Crocodile. Crocodile, it does get Moxie as well, Intimidate kind of deal. Fire Fang, Thunder Fang for coverage. You can set up Stealth Rocks, a ton of hazard setters on this team, and Crocodile is another one of them. This thing can be Scarfed, it can be Specs, it can be Banded. Very hard to prep for, and I'm going to be very scared if I see it on the prep team, but, I mean, we're going to do what we always do, right? Next, he has another starter, Hisuian Typhlosion. It's like regular Typhlosion. And the same thing as like last time I faced Typhlosion. I went against Typhlosion last week. Now I'm going against Hisuian this week. Lucky he didn't bring it last week, but I'm pretty sure he's going to bring it this week again. He has another one of his Terra Captains with Terra Fire, Terra Fighting, and Terra Electric. So a nice good ground move going his way could be really useful. Even if it's Terra Fighting, he'll probably live it, but it's going to take a lot of damage. This thing, just like Typhlosion, it scares me because it can be Scarfed. And it can just be his lead, just Eruption over and over and over again. And that can be really huge, a fast Eruption Typhlosion. I've seen what it can do, and I'm not looking forward to it. So I do need to prep for that being on, if I do see it, it could be a potential lead. So really looking forward to that. It does get added a Ghost typing. So instead of just being Fire, it's now a Ghost. So Fire and Ghost if it doesn't Terra. Its ability Frisk does let it allow to see my item. So that can be huge for him and really... detrimental to me. I don't want anyone to know my items. It can give away a lot of stuff. So Frisk is a really cool ability if he does bring it out. I do see him bring Frisk instead of Blaze. He does get a signature move as well, Infernal Parade. It's a fire type, it's a ghost type move that does burn me, and it does even more damage if I'm already status. So if it burns me and then does an Infernal Parade, it'll do a lot of work. So his next Pokemon, Dipplin, I found to be incredibly annoying in my mock battle. I didn't have coverage for it because I didn't really see it as a threat. But this thing walls Urshifu, it walls Rotom. I can't touch it with those guys unless I have coverage for it. And during my mock battle, I didn't, so I had to switch things up and make sure I had an Ice type move. For this thing, it's quad weak to Ice, so that's a huge weakness I can exploit. But it being a pre-evolution, it can have the ability to hold an Eviolite item, boosting its defense and special defense because it is not evolved fully. So that's something that, like, he can take hits, he has Recover, he can slow me down with Syrup Bomb. So this thing I'm not taking lightly, especially after that mock battle. I'm really glad I had that because I did not know the threat he was until then. And last but not least, he does have Alchemy, another super annoying Pokemon. With it being super specially defensive, I need to hit it on the physical side, so I did plan for that. It gets fairy coverage, it can recover, so it can be like a lefties recover set and be annoying to take down. So I need to hit it on the physical side, and I do have plan for that. But again, Alchemy, I don't really see a huge threat, but nonetheless, I think I'm prepared for this team. So let me go over my team of 6, what I'm bringing, and why I'm bringing them. So first things first, you already know the deal, man. We have Urshifu here, my team captain, my first pick on the draft. Poe, he is holding the Life Orb to do as much damage as possible without restricting my move selection, so no choice band. So I'm not locked into one move. I can freely choose any move. But with Life Orb, it does boost my attack, but I take a little bit of health each time, so that's what it's taking. It's a Life Orb, you know. So we're running Surging Strikes, hits almost everything, Drain Punch to hit everything else, Ice Spinner specifically for that Dipplin, and that's something cheeky. We're gonna run Substitute Urshifu to kind of throw my opponent off guard. I can send in Urshifu to scare him off. He can switch out. I can get up a free Substitute and just steamroll. I can Surging Strikes things with Life Orb Surging Strikes, get my health back with Drain Punch, so I don't have to worry about the Life Orb or Substitute kind of deal. And then Ice Spinner specifically for that Dipplin, because I know Dipplin can just come in and wall my Urshifu. Not anymore, not with Ice Spinner. So that's a really cool bring. Max attack, max speed, jolly. I'm gonna be as fast as I can. And I'm going to hit really hard with that Life Orb, so super excited to use this thing. Next, I have a very incredibly bulky Pokemon here. I'm bringing Skeledirge here, my Hermano, with an Assault Vest. He's normally physically defensive, but with an Assault Vest, he's going to lose special moves too, so you can't really take advantage of my low special defense because of that Assault Vest. So with that being said, we have Torch Song, Shadow Ball, Scorching Sands for the Wheezing, and then Alluring Voice for the Scrafty if it doesn't Terra. Alluring Voice also is going to be for the Hydreigon, for the Crocodile. So this is a really good moveset, unaware so no one can set up on me. We have max defense, a little bit of investment in special attack because Torch Song can raise it, and then a lot of investment in special defense. Like I said, he's going to be a wall both physically and specially. It's going to be really hard to take him down, and I'm excited to see what this guy can do. So a lot of physical threats on his team. I need my Corviknight, I need my physical wall to eat those hits, switch out, and kind of pivot around. So we have Birds Up here. This is my dedicated lead if I do see Galvantula. If I see Galvantula and I was like, I know he's going to bring it, he's going to lead it with Sticky Webs. I have the Wakan Berry to take any powerful electric type move from Galvantula coming my way so I can live, kill it, and then defog the Sticky Webs if they do go up. So that being said, I have dual wing beat because normally Galvantula is seen as a focus sash user. So dual wing beat is going to be there to get rid of the focus sash. U-turn for pivot momentum. Defog to get rid of sticky webs if he does set it up, and then roost for longevity. I thought this was a really good moveset to bring with him. Same kind of spread as last time with max defense, a little bit of investment in attack and HP, and then mirror armor for any intimidators like the Crocodile, the Scrafty. I can intimidate back, and it'll be extremely helpful. Coming in at number 4, we have my Alolan Muck here, my Trip, holding that Citrus Berry to live as long as it can, get the health back. And I did change its ability, learning last week that Power of Alchemy does absolutely nothing in singles battle. I did have to change it up. So we are running Gluttonies to help me out with that Citrus Berry. We're running Poison Jab, Knockoff, Drain Punch, all great moves, great coverage. I hit almost everything. And then Acid Armor. If I start getting some Acid Armors up, I'm going to be physically defensive as well, and it's going to be really hard to take me down. Especially if I have Drain Punch for recovery, Knockoff utility, and then Poison Jab just to hit some really hard-hitting Pokemon there, like the Diplin, the Alchemy, anything like that. So really excited to use this thing. I really enjoyed using Muck in this draft league, and I'm excited to see what I can do in this match. Next, another huge specially defensive Pokemon that is going to be really detrimental to my team, especially against the Iron Crown. We have Goodra here, my shiny Goodra, my Marmalade. Wearing the Assault Vest, he's going to take special hits for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then keep dealing the damage. This thing is super impressive on the defensive side. I'm super excited. We have Fire Punch for the Galvantula. If I feel that if Corviknight can't do it his thing, Fire Punch is strictly there for Galvantula. Knockoff for utility, and Knockoff specifically for the Iron Crown. I can sit in front of Iron Crown. He can Calm Mind, store power, do whatever he wants. It's not going to make a huge threat to me, and I can knock off and kill it, so that's going to be super cool. Earthquake, if I feel Earthquake can kill it too. Earthquake's going to be there for the Wheezing. And then Terra Blast Fairy can hit a lot of things. The Quackaball, the Hydreigon, the Scrafty if it doesn't Terra. This is a really cool moveset. Max Special Defense, Max Attack, and then Sap Sipper. I don't have Rain, so Hydration didn't really do anything. And then Sap Sipper, it does get taken away from Ogerpon, but not Diplin. So I can sit in front of Diplin and take a Syrup Bomb and be okay. Last but not least, we do have Whirlpool here, my shiny Rotom, holding the Choice Scarf. It's going to be really fast, but that's not why I'm going to really use Choice Scarf. So with that being said, we have Volt Switch, Hydro Pump, Thunder Wave to kind of slow things down, and then Trick. I think tricking a Choice Scarf onto a really slow Pokemon can be super beneficial. Maybe the Wheezing, and can really cripple it, leave it stranded with only using one move, and go from there. I do have to be careful with the Wheezing. It could be holding Black Sludge, so I don't want to trick that thing onto me. But it is something that I have in my utility if I need to use it. If I don't have to use Trick, I'm just really fast, which is a-okay with me. You'll notice I brought a lot of walls on my team because I want people to take hits and then just keep going. I don't want to be one-shotted. I hate being one-shotted. That's going to be my team, you guys. Super excited. I'm actually going to battle in just a few minutes, but the match is going to go up tomorrow. So good luck to my opponent, Jirok, but not too much luck because I was trying to win. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for stopping by.